Good evening, good people of the snow. This is Ben Vandenbos with the Sawtooth Avalanche Center for your weekend update for February 25th, 2022. As a gentle reminder, this weekend update is not meant to replace the forecast. This is a supplement to the forecast to help you get situated with what happened last week, what you might see this coming week. But for the full forecast, check that in the morning. Chris will have those for you Saturday and Sunday. Here's a look at one of my favorite trees in the sawtooth here, just hanging on there, whacked by a few big avalanches, but still growing like we all are in this drought. So what happened this week? Well, it actually snowed a little bit. Unfortunately, it's been quite some time since we got much snow, as this photo illustrates. If you look closely in the center of the frame there's a boot pack that I made about a month ago, and that's kind of weathered out and is sitting exposed. There's a lot of features like that around the backcountry if you're traveling about. We haven't been seeing a lot of snow, but we finally got a little bit this week, which was quite a relief. Storm totals for the week, somewhere between 4 to 6 inches up in the Banner Summit area. Sawtooth, we're at 3 to 5 inches, maybe a little bit less than that further south. Across the highway there in the white clouds down through the boulders, 2 to 4 inches, and in our southern areas, just 1 to 3 inches. It snowed a little bit Sunday night into Monday and through Tuesday. We had little dribs and drabs coming through, and then yesterday, Thursday, we also got some snow. But what a relief it was to see a little bit of snow falling. Even though storm totals weren't terribly significant, they did change the picture out there. They gave us some new snow to play in, and it was quite nice to actually see some flakes falling on your head. I say that because it's been quite some time since we have. Here's a graph of cumulative SWE, that's snow water equivalent, over the past 2.5 months. In that first third of the graph there on the left side of the image, you can see that it actually snowed quite a bit early on, and then we're in the flatline portion on the right 2/3 of the graph there. We're in a pretty impressive drought, probably a record setter in a lot of ways, and that's been a little bit rough. But fortunately, that's given us extended periods of low danger. So even though we're not getting a lot of snow, we don't have terrifying conditions in the mountains, which often we do have at this time of year. February, middle of the winter, not uncommon to have some pretty spooky conditions in the mountains. On the right side of the screen there, you can see that's just a look at the danger in all of our zones through the past week. And we've been at low danger in all zones, in all elevation bands throughout the week. So that's nice. The other feature of the week is really cold temperatures. These are graphs showing temperatures at Upper Vienna, which is in the headwaters of the Salmon, at Baldy, and at the Upper Titus, which is at Galena Summit there, Galena Pass. And those red dotted lines that I've added in there are 0 degrees Fahrenheit. And you can see that on the far right, or I guess the middle right side of the images, we've been struggling to get above 0 in some of these places. Daytime highs in the mountains in the single digits through a good portion of the week. It's been quite cold. But fortunately, we haven't seen a ton of wind along with that. These are those same 3 weather stations. Looking over the span of the last 7 days, you can see where the graphs are a little bit higher. The blue is the average and the red is the gust, but on the left side of the screen there, where those numbers are a little bit higher, it was windier earlier in the week when it's a little warmer, and then we've seen, for the most part, a pretty significant drop off in the winds, which has made the cold a little bit easier to deal with. But you can see there have been some spikes in winds, and those winds have created some slabs. On the left side of the image there, that's a skier triggered slab from up on Titus Ridge that happened in the middle of the week. And on the right side of your screen there, you're looking at a slab that I was kicking at today in the Sawtooth. Little sensitive wind slab that formed sometime in the last 24 to 36 hours. Looking into the weekend, we're gonna have another pretty cold night tonight. Sunny weather tomorrow. It'll be a cool day, but warmer than we've seen the last few days. Saturday night should be warmer than the nights have been throughout the last portion of the week. And then Sunday, we'll see sunny skies in the morning and then clouds kind of building. As far as what sort of avalanche problems you might expect for the weekend, we're likely to see wind slabs. We're likely to see some loose snow avalanches of the dry variety and of the wet variety. None of these are looking like they're going to be terribly large at this point. We just don't have that much snow out there. But we are going to see a bump in the wind speeds probably Saturday night, early Sunday morning, which could build some fresh wind slabs. We do have a few generations of wind slabs out there. I was traveling in the Sawtooth today, like I showed you that photo of that wind slab, and I was on a recreational ski day. I'd had a pretty ambitious plan for my day, and I ended up dialing that way back because of how much wind had blown in the last 36 hours and sensitive slabs. And even though they were small, the terrain that I was seeking out, they made it so I didn't really want to be there. So we're thinking about these sorts of problems, relatively small problems, but problems when we're drawn to higher consequence terrain where getting caught and carried in an avalanche is going to have relatively dire consequences. So as you head out into your weekend, think about the cold weather. It'll moderate a bit through the weekend. Think about what the new snow is doing. We've got some new snow problems, got those little wind slabs. Or bigger wind slabs if the wind blows more on Saturday. We've got some loose snow issues, dry loose on the slopes where the sun isn't shining. And if it gets warm enough tomorrow and potentially on Sunday, some wetter snow, some wet loose avalanche issues. And find some good snow, hopefully. It's been a while since we had much snow around, so kind of reorienting your brain to how to deal with that new snow and potential for avalanche issues, even if the danger is low like it is today. But that's to be determined as far as what the danger will be through the weekend. Remember to check back in, read what Chris has to tell you in the morning, Saturday morning and Sunday morning, and let us know what you're seeing if you head out there. So thanks a bunch for listening, and I hope that helps.